Welcome to another edition of Eagle Rewind. This is Dusty Sloan, and I had a great conversation recently with one of our top swimmers of recent vintage, Hannah Mattar, who is a multiple-time All-American and still follows the program to this day. Her former teammate, Houston Holder, is the head coach of our current team. And now let's hear what Hannah has to say about what's going on in her life currently. All right, well, Hannah, let's start this way. What's life like for Hannah Mattar these days?
Yeah, very busy. I basically when I graduated, I was in a business, major. I majored in business and business administration and hospitality management and all of that stuff. But now I actually work with my dad at his company. So we work for an insurance brokerage. Been pretty busy with that, especially during fourth quarter. So now we're kind of in the lull phase for the year, which is kind of nice. But yeah, just basically been busy with work. We just bought a house, me and my husband, so that's been really fun. But other than that, just kind of living life.
Very good. So let's take you back to pre-AU days, and you hail from Lake Orion, Michigan. So how did you get from there to here?
Yeah, basically someone just kind of recommended, someone I swam with, recommended I check out Ashland because they were at the time in the GLIAC. And there are a lot of Michigan schools like Grand Valley and Wayne State and those kind of schools that were also in the conference. And they said, hey, maybe Hannah should check out Ashland. Um, and I did, and I loved it. I didn't even come on an official visit here. I'd actually used all my official visits already and hadn't really found home. So I was kind of like, what do I do? Where do I go? And I came for a day and spent the day with the team. And the rest is history. That's how I ended up at Ashland.
And you were recruited by Paul Graham, one of our AU Hall of Famers. So what is it like to swim for him?
It was fantastic. He was my favorite coach I've ever had. It was awesome. He really kind of brought back my love of swimming. And during that time, I only had him for 2 years. I wish I would have had him for all four, but I'm still very close with Paul. He's a big part of our alumni base with the team, and I talked to him on a pretty regular basis and actually coached with him when he moved to Cleveland State. So I was able to kind of continue that relationship with him, which was just fantastic. He is a fantastic coach.
Cool. So you end up as a seven-time first team All-American while you're an Eagle, All-American all 4 years here. So what was it like to kind of be one of the leaders of the swim group for really all 4 years you were here?
Yeah, it was very fun. Super interesting. My first 2 years we had a really big team. We had 10 people, I think, both years. My freshman, sophomore year go to nationals and place, and that was super fun. And then my last 2 years, that team sort of dwindled down to just me, but it was really, really a great experience, and I learned a lot. And I was able to really lean on other people in our conference too. And when you're at those meets, you kind of build those relationships, which is really cool. So yeah, I mean, just it was an honor. It was like all the glory to God to be able to go and represent Ashland at that level. And so I know those are memories that are cherished to this day for sure.
Well, you mentioned it. Let's talk a little bit about your faith. Well, how did your faith walk increase in your time here at AU?
Oh, dramatically, yeah. I mean, when I was younger, I always grew up going to church and that kind of thing. I think high school sort of fell off a little bit, but when I was in school at AU, I really kind of dove back into that, pun intended, I guess. I really dove back into that and joined the Bible study and we did one, I think, my freshman year through the team. And then I was actually also a part of Alpha Delta Pi sorority, and we did a Bible study through there. The leader of that study is still my best friend to this day, so we became really close. And yeah, it kind of just, I guess, spurred from there. But there are so many different ways to get involved in faith life at Ashland, which was huge for me to be able to have that base. And a lot of the team was also with me on that, so that was cool.
In addition to all the success in the pool, you also were a two-time GLIAC Commissioners Award winner, a three-time Academic All-District. So that balance of being a student athlete, which we want to make sure that we always make sure that we stress here in the athletic department, how were you able to balance all that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of time management. One of my professors actually, Renee Rarway, he told me once, he said, if you want something done, ask a busy person, because ask the busiest person you know, because they'll be able to handle it. And that always has kind of stuck with me, but I always feel like, the busier I am, the more productive I am. And being a student athlete, there is a kind of a fine balance of, okay, when do I need to rest? When do I need to be studying? When do I need to be training? And kind of finding that balance can be difficult, but there are so many resources on campus. And specifically, I feel like my professors were really good about, being there, especially when I had to miss class, or miss a test or do something like that because of swim or training, or mostly it was for going to meets like GLIACs or nationals or conference, things like that. But they were so awesome. All of them were like, hey, good luck, don't worry about it. We'll catch you up when we get back, or let's do some things beforehand to get you ready to miss all this time. And it is definitely a balance, but I think a lot of the support came from the professors that were just so fantastic in the business department that I had, and they were really wanting to work with me and help me be successful. It wasn't like we were ever at odds. So that was really nice to have too.
One of your teammates while you're at Ashland, Houston Holder, is now our head coach and
Mhm.
got the conference coach of the year award on the men's side recently at the conference meet. So how proud are you of him that he's been able to take the reins and start to get this program going again?
Oh my gosh, so proud. Definitely that's something that is so cool to see one of your former teammates leading the team that you were on to such success. It's awesome. Houston has really taken the team by storm, and I think he's only going to get better. And it's just really cool to see how the kids and I guess they're not kids, but how the athletes are able to really look up to him, and they've really bought into what Houston has been doing. And I think he's got some really great insight into, how to be a leader and how to help the team grow. They were a pretty young team when he came in, and I think really building on that has been huge. It's just been so fun to watch all the results coming in, and being able to, go to meets if you can, and, trying to get the alumni back kind of involved. It's really kind of fun for a lot of us alumni to see Houston in that role. So yeah, I think he's just fantastic. I'm so happy that the team has him to lead the way.
We like to do this in all of our Eagle Rewind features. I'll give you a chance to brag on your family.
Yes. Well, my family's doing well. My parents are in Michigan. I have an older brother in Chicago, a younger brother in New York. My other sister is up in Michigan, so we're kind of all over the place. So anytime we get to spend together is super fun and great. I actually got married this past year, so that was also a fun thing. I have my own family now with my husband, JD, and our little puppy. So we love it. It's so awesome. All the glory to God in terms of all the blessings in my life. So it's really been a great year. Looking forward to the future for sure.
That's outstanding. So finally, we also end these this way. If someone was going to come up to you and say, hey, my son or daughter wants to come to Ashland University, whether it's swimming or not, what would be your response?
Do it. You should absolutely go to Ashland. I'm actually trying to get my nephew to go there. I just love Ashland. It just feels like family. You can really excel. There's so many good resources, and the people that are there. I always say it's the people that make it such a special place. Obviously, Ashland location wise is special in its own, with the campus being so close knit. But it's really the people and the professors and the administration and the staff and people like you, Dusty, who, keep in touch with us alumni. I'm a member of the Alumni Association Board of Directors. I love doing that. I love being involved and going back and trying to get other people involved as well. And, you know, if anyone is on the fence about Ashland, I'd say do it, especially on the athletic side. You've got that family oriented feel. And again, just so many people to support you and lift you up. Everybody wants you to excel here. No one slips through the cracks, which is something also that I really just cherished when I was there. So lots of love, lots of love to Ashland for sure.